Right, thanks everyone again for joining us for another WKS podcast interview, this time with Bobs and Josh of a band called Flowers of Palo. Palo, am I right?
The Paolo, like Paolo Nutini.
Okay, how you doing, guys?
Yep. Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Whereabouts are you guys based then?
Well, we're in London at the minute.
Harrow.
Okay, is that where you're from, or is that just where you're at the moment?
Well, I'm from Cornwall.
And I'm originally, well, we go uni here, so.
Okay, nice.
The hub, you know.
Yeah, got you. So do you want to start off then, maybe Bob's first, telling us sort of how you got into music in the first place? Where did it start?
Okay, well, for me, I suppose I got into music when I was quite young. I started playing cornet when I was I started playing clarinet when I was like 8. And then I started playing cornet when I was 10. And then I thought, oh, this isn't cool enough. So I'm going to start playing guitar. So yeah, and then, that's about it really. From there on, I just went on, started experimenting with different instruments like bass, piano, and vocals as well. But I think what really got me into music was just listening to it, really. I was a big metalhead when I was younger. When I was 13, used to love Black Sabbath, Motorhead, Rolling Stones especially. My dad used to play them to me when I was very little. From there on, the music's just grown outwards and onwards. Listen to all sorts nowadays. But in comparison to like the band I'm in now, it's different because I never thought I'd be in an indie band, but
here we are.
Yes, yeah. What about yourself, Josh? How's it start for you? Were you a cornet player?
No, I was a flute boy.
Okay.
But no, my dad was in a mod band. I mean, he still technically is. I went and see him week before last, but which was nice to get out and see a live show.
Yeah.
But no, he was like the main influence, and then my brother was a DJ doing all like the circuits and that. So there was just constantly music going on, and it was like when I was in school, they used to come around and give out little leaflets saying, "Do you want to learn this instrument?" And I'd just say yes to all of them. So it's just you can't help it. And then one day this geezer found me. I was playing the drums. He said, "Do you want to be in the band?" I was like, "Yes, please." And here we are.
Okay, right. So how many members are there in the band then?
It's a 4-piece band.
Okay, and they're all, because obviously you mentioned earlier from Cornwall, aren't you, Bobs?
Yeah.
Right, so you moved to uni up there, and are you all based around the uni?
Well, we started out in Cornwall, Truro College to be precise, in 2018. Then a year later, 2019, 3 of us moved up here. 2 of us stayed. 1 dropped out. 1 stayed down there. So our front person, she's currently in Cornwall, working at Betty's Surf Shop in St Morgan. Got a temporary guitarist at the minute. He's called Kieran Clark. He's originally from the band Milo Gore, and he does a few solo projects as well, like Dead Joyous and formerly Luke Moss as well. So, and he's from like Bristol area, I think. So it's a bit spread out at the minute.
Yeah, fair play. No, fair play. So describe your music. You said indie, but can you go in more depth about it?
I would say
indie with a bit of spice.
I'd say it's like indie, but it's quite driven. Like this, I suppose you could say there's some elements of like very small elements of post-punk. But like, how did your dad describe it the other day? Like commercial?
It was. They said it was like commercial, but not too commercial. It's like listenable for an everyday person, but it's not generic, boring pop. It's a bit of spice to it.
I suppose comparison like the likes of the Smiths, the Cure, what else would you say? Maybe like Wombats kind of thing.
But yeah.
Would you say that they were the influences for you, or?
I think the Smiths were a massive influence on me. Not so much the Wombats.
I'd say Arctic Monkeys for myself, especially the drumming in that. It's just.
But as I said, I love all sorts of music. Like my favorite band in the world is NoFX. Like they're so sick, and they're like a melodic hardcore band.
Okay.
quite astray from like what I do, but it all plays a key role in like my writing and our playing as well, doesn't it, John?
The taste.
Yeah.
Right. So what what music's out there from the band at the moment, and where can people get hold of it?
Well, we released our first single back in February 2019, I think it was. That was called June. Then we released a second one in March 2019. That's called Not Long to New York. Then last year, on the 22nd of April, we dropped an EP called Well, What Job Do You Want? And that's a 4-track EP. And you can go and listen to that on Spotify, Apple Music. June's on SoundCloud. I don't think anything else is though.
All the fun places.
All the fun places, yeah.
Yeah, got you. Yeah. So do you use a studio, or you do all the producing and everything yourselves?
Well, you see, we're quite lucky, aren't we, Josh? Because we're at uni and the studios here, the resources. Well, this is University of Westminster. The resources here are amazing. So we get to. That's why we recorded our EP. We recorded our EP downstairs. About
Brilliant.
2 weeks we were in there, something like that. Well, you weren't there obviously at the time, but
Right.
no, yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So lockdown wise, then obviously unis, they were shut completely. Could you get together at all, or not? Nothing.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, first term was all right. Still linked up and did a bit of songwriting, didn't we?
That's it. Yeah.
But then I think it was the third lockdown. I went back down to Cornwall because I was like, I wanted to be with my family, and like I'd already gone down for Christmas, and then of course Boris announced that it'd be lockdown again. So yeah, I ended up staying down there for 3 months more than I planned. I mean, I wrote about 3 tunes down in that time, which is going to be featured on some releases that will be coming soon.
Okay.
I'm going to specify. Yeah.
So you're the main songwriter then, Bobs?
No. How
does it work then, songwriting in your band? How do you arrive at a song? What's the process?
It's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it? Really, like
someone comes up, he says no, but he puts a lot of effort into that side of it. He'll come up with something, or someone will come up with something like just like the basic lick, some kind of chord progression, something like that, and then we'll just sort of join together one day, have a little razzmatazz, or he'll write up something on Logic and then like make an actual formation of a song, and then we'll try and learn it, and it goes from there. You progress it when it's obviously live.
Yeah.
In the flesh, everyone doing their own part.
Okay.
Like the early stuff, wrote quite a bit. Like they mainly wrote June, so they wrote the main chord progression and the lyrics. I think it was a similar story for Not Long to New York. I was actually away when they wrote that, so I was just responsible for the bass line. And also, of course, used to do like her own solo thing back in the day. So 2 tracks on the EP, Gold and Blue, they were just like songs that they had written whilst they were like a one-person show. So yeah, then that got adapted into a band form, and that's how we got Blue and Gold. Well, and like our previous guitarist Oscar, he wrote quite a bit for the band as well. He wrote the other 2 songs in there, which were C to C and Participation of the Berlin Queen. So yeah, it's just a collective, man. Like one of us will either come in with a full song, or we'll collab together, or yeah.
Brilliant. I'm interested, Bobs, when you said, because you played the cornet, was that in like a town band and that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah, I did. Well, I started off obviously in my primary school band, so yeah, it was just playing second cornet. I was on first cornet in my primary school band because I actually quite liked it, whereas nobody else did. I think I was the only kid in my class who carried on the cornet, and then
fair play.
From there, I went on and did. I played a little bit in bugle brass band. From there on, I did a Mount Charles Youth Band. I was second cornet there, third cornet in bugle brass in bugle. But no, yeah, I didn't really progress after that, to be honest.
Okay. Do you still read the dots then?
I read the dots, sort of.
Yeah. It's funny how quick you lose it, though, isn't it? If you don't keep it up.
You do. It just goes like.
Yeah.
it's
Trying to remember all them algorithms of what was
Yeah.
it is pretty easy to read, but at the same time, it's pretty complex.
Yeah.
There's a knack, but
Yeah, and it's the repetitive. You've got to keep it up and keep doing it. All right. So, what's next then for the band? What are your plans?
well, we got lots going up, haven't we, Joe? So
big year.
we've got our first gig since the 6th of March last year. Coming up on the 10th of July, we'll be playing Panda Fest, which is at Llanivert. Tickets are still on sale, so we'll be playing alongside the Resna, the Ultraviolets, the Velvet Hands, Willie and the Bandits, Fair, all some brilliant Cornish artists we're going to be playing with. Then 15th of August, big news, playing opening the Sunday, Land of the Saints at Boardmasters, which is exciting. Playing not playing alongside us, but Baby Doobie and Slow Time.
Arlo Parks.
Yeah, Arlo Parks. Who's
Kooks, the main headliner, the Kooks.
On the Sunday, I think it's Kano
and Jamie XX.
Yeah, Jamie XX.
Big name.
Wow. Brilliant.
Gonna be, yeah.
And then we've got a lot of shows
followed by a 2-week tour, basically.
Okay, superb. So you're planning in amongst all of this to release any more sort of singles or EPs, albums, or?
I think we're going to leave. We're going to leave it till after tour. We're going to get back in the studio. We do have songs written up. We've got demos, but we want to get a proper thing down, and we want to promote it properly this time.
Yeah, got you. So what's the furthest you're going to come down towards Penzance then?
I think it's Nuki. Yeah.
Well, on the Boardmasters.
Yeah, but we're playing Whiskers right at the end of August as well.
Okay.
With our friends Face Paint, which is going to be fun.
Brilliant. So, which famous musicians do you admire?
You can go first.
There's so many.
Yeah.
I mean, like growing up, all the time, I've even got a tattoo with it. Kurt Cobain, gotta be, because he just, I don't know, there's something about he's just not caring about it. It was just about the music. It was just about release in some way. You can't. Legend forevermore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You move to like modern ages, and the thing I love about music is originally when I was a kid, it was all just rock heroes and that, but now you get so many different artists, so many different genres that I can relate to, circumstances, all that and the other. Like Skepta is one of like my all-time heroes in music. I can't lie, just because of what he's done with himself, you know, like that is the beauty with it. So
lovely. Yeah. Brilliant. So, Bobs, if you could open for any act, whether it's past or present or whatever, who would you choose?
Open for any act?
Yeah.
That's a tough question. No, it probably wouldn't be the Smiths. It'd probably be, I don't know, there's going to be something ridiculous.
Slipknot.
No, I can't open for Slipknot.
Slipknot.
I don't know, Josh, who would...
I don't know.
Poor Josh.
I'm biased to the Arctic Monkeys.
All right, he's got Arctic Monkeys. I think I'm going to say... I think I'm just going to say probably like Rancid or No Effects, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Fair play. So each of you in turn here, just like start with Bob's again. What's the best bit of musical advice you've been given?
The best bit of musical advice? Use your ears.
Very true.
Use your ears, attention to detail, and yeah, I mean it's vague, but I tell you what, when you like really understand it, it helps you so much in so many different ways that you didn't even realize that can help you. You know what I mean?
What about you, mate?
Probably along the same lines of like listening and opening up. It's like you're never going to have it finished, I suppose. Like nothing's ever going to be perfect, but the beauty with perfect, like the perfect aim is you're striving for it. So as long as you strive for it, you get that kind of effect, you know.
Brilliant.
And lots of practice.
Yeah. Fair play. Last question for you guys now. Everybody gets this one. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for you being here musically now? So, Bobs, you can go first.
Anyone I'd like to thank for being here musically?
Yeah, here musically now, doing what you're doing.
Technician that let us in.
Probably, I'm not too sure. I think, you know, my parents have always been very supportive of what I do, which I love. All my friends, my bandmates, you know, wouldn't be here without those. Can't be here right now because they're in Cornwall, but thank you know, and all my friends, all my musical friends. Yeah, I think that's who I'll leave it to, really. I've got to get it.
Brilliant. What about yourself, Josh?
It's got to be my dad. He just all in all was always pushing the music in one way or the other. It was just helping. Like, it wasn't even like it was a chore as well. It was just fun. It's always been fun to do music, and I think that's a massive part because of him, which has made it more enjoyable and why I want to do it. So I've got to say, yeah, shout out to the daddy-o.
Brilliant. Guys, look, thank you so much for your time for the interview. Absolutely fantastic.
Cool, Greg. Thanks for having us on. It's been a great pleasure.
Good luck with everything, you know, coming out of the lockdown malarkey and your gigs and everything. Brilliant.
Nice one.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Really appreciate it.
See you later.
See you later, man. Cheers.